All right, let's get started. All right, it's October 9th, 2025. It's a 6 scale. So we got a few things for today. So let's see if we can get through them all. All right, starting first is the performance job has been moved to 1.34. That has merged, and you can see we're just started to report the results as of the last 5 days. So that just happened, which means we need to, oops, I don't know what I just did. We need to move here we go, our webpage. I forget what we do to move this. Is it like what do we do do we move to, does it happen automatically? I can't remember.
There
We need to
is
go to 134.
the in the same project infra PR, there are a couple of environment variables that will have to change in order for us to move to 134.
Okay, so we needed that change to happen in here, I think, in this PR. So, okay, I think we missed them. All
Yes,
right.
but
Okay.
it's fine. We can take care of them. It's small one. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Ma-
fine.
Yeah, maybe we can. I think, didn't we talk about this? I feel like this has happened in the past. We just needed to let Daniel and Brian know, like, what I think they just didn't know what needed to change.
Yeah. Can you quickly check the KubeWord periodics file? Is it there?
Can you go here?
No, that's the pre-submits, the
Oh,
periodic.
sorry, the one above it. Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, it has happened before, and we put a big comment saying that anytime provider changes, this needs to change. It's just it might have been missed.
Hmm, Okay, let me see.
Yeah, it's not there.
The comment
No,
or the change?
this the change in this. Yeah,
Oh, where does it just point to where this would have to change? I can't remember.
yeah. I'm getting the link. Just a second.
Sure. Hmm, Okay. All right. While Elaine does that, let me go back. We'll have to do a follow-up then.
Okay, found
Hmm,
it.
Got it. Okay. The CI per FIBO is that it? Or is it
Yeah.
scraped there?
Script.sh. So that's the utility that gets called. And then if you go to the scrape.sh folder, I mean file, that it will be there.
Okay. Is that in here?
Yes, it's in this particular. I have a link to it as well. Just a second.
Oh, okay. I'm wondering if we have to, I wonder what they did was is they like did a grep of like one dot, like for this change, so 1.31, and then they just changed everything to 1.34. And because it's not in this file, that's why I missed.
No, no, that's not it because there are other things in the grep that is 1.31, which has not been changed. So likely what
Hmm.
the workflow would be is that just change the periodic in that file because you know that these are the performance jobs. So I think if we want to avoid this, we should define those environment variables in that file, co-located, so it will not get missed.
Yeah, that's where I was going. It's like how can we make it really apparent like if we had a string like this in that file, it'll get updated.
Yes. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
likely make that an environment variable.
All right. I think that would be good. I think that would just make this even simpler. Um, okay, who wants to take this one? So we need to do two things. We need to do this and then move the environment variable. I think these are pretty simple. These sound pretty simple. I don't
I
know. I think Kalei or Trita.
Yeah, I can pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, when you guys see if you guys can take this, and I think that would be, yeah, that would be good. Then we can start getting that data. Okay. I think we're good with that one. Let's go to the next one. So we had some AIs from last time. I don't even think I got to listing them all before I shared my screen, so I might have to go through this again. But I saw, Shrija, you closed this one. This was the density test failing. Let's take a look. Did it looks or did it let's see. Okay, still some failures here, but we see I think it was both that were failing, although one was maybe a timeout. Let's take a look. When did you fix this, Shrija? Let me just see.
It's 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so we should have some data for this. Maybe you can describe what the solution was that or what the issue
Yeah,
was.
yeah, so I mean, the node labeler was adding a label to a word launcher pod. So that label was missing in the Quark node. So I have added that label to the Quark node.
Nice. Okay. I'm trying to find our Quack tests. Which ones are they in? Can I find it? Oh, here we go. Okay, I was looking at. There we go. Okay, good. So nice. There we go. Looks great. Okay, awesome. We don't get this data in here, right? We don't get the clock data pushed to here, right? This is just the periodic. Yeah, it is. Okay. Should we start thinking about that? I don't know. I haven't looked a whole lot into the results of this. Is that something we should do?
um, we can do that, although the only realistic metrics from this would be control plane memory and CPU utilization.
Okay. Which we're already getting. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Because the performance numbers like the VMI creation to running and those all things are
Right.
controlled by Quark configuration.
Yeah,
They're not realistic.
that's pretty fast. Okay. Good. Okay, that's good. Then we should see some numbers about that soon with the memory. All right, good. I'm glad we can close on that one. So
So
I think
for
the other one, yeah, go
one
ahead.
more thing, for that one, do we need to move to 134 for consistency? Or maybe do it in a month once we have enough data.
I guess this one didn't get picked up by that patch because it wasn't a 131. So I guess, yeah, I don't know. I think it was probably not a bad idea,
Okay. Yeah,
just for consistency.
let's note that down. I think we can do it probably around next week or something.
All right, we'll make it as a follow from this. Okay. All right, so from the last time, the other ones we had was this one. Yeah,
just
go
one
ahead.
point. So for the metrics, we could also probably collect the Q metrics, so we can see how much a time is spent on processing. That could be also relevant for the Quark use case.
Q metrics is in like the reconcile queue for the controllers.
Yes, from the controllers, so we actually see how much we spend in the controller per sync. If it goes up when we have multiple objects, we need to increase the number of workers we have, or something like that. And probably else, what could be interesting is to collect some metrics around word limiting on the client side.
So for these metrics to make sense, Shrija, do you recall what is the scale at which we are running the job?
Okay, currently, we are creating 1,000 fake VMIs on 100 nodes.
Okay, so likely that has to go up. We should be shooting for 3,000-4,000 PMIs on I don't know 1,000 nodes or something like that. I think when that happens, only at that scale we'll be able to even make these metrics, the queue and the client side rate limiting metrics, observable.
Okay. Sharija, would you be able to create a few cards for this, for these additions? And we can explore that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I have one related topic.
Mhm.
So there was a PR recently to increase the QPS and burst for KubeVirt components so that the client side rate limiting does not kick in. My recollection of that QPS and burst is that control plane, since the control plane has moved API priority and fairness to V1, they are recommending not use client side rate limiting at all. So we can think of, instead of manually increasing the limits, we can think of just completely disabling client side rate limiting in favor of API priority and fairness. And that would involve a little bit more work in making sure API priority and fairness stuff is all set up, but that is the more forward-looking thing, rather
Yeah.
than having a test catch those things.
We need to reopen this. Oh wait, hold on. There's an issue. So it is open. Yeah. This is what we'd have to address then.
Sounds great, by the way. I was not sure about those bumps to the limits actually on the client side, because we bumped the handler side as well to match the control plane components, and that shouldn't be needed. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think I have the PR handy. Let me share that with you in a bit. Okay, here's the one.
Yeah. And so, because handler is per each node, I'm not sure you need to bump it or keep it the same as the control plane components, so hand controller or API. That seems to me as excessive.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, long term, these values shouldn't matter. We should be completely removing uh, the client side rate limiting. And in that, uh, uh, as a preparation of removing these client side rate limiters, we can keep it high enough like it is in this PR that it doesn't matter unless the component goes really wide. So with that context, these numbers look good to me. It's okay. We can let it go, but with a foresight that we'll remove it eventually.
Yeah, I wonder if there is an option to turn off the client side today. If not, then probably that's a good first step to start with.
I'll leave a note in here.
Yes, there. So if you set the QPS to -1, it will turn it off.
Ah, nice.
And just a additional note, controller runtime after a specific version already disables this by default. So, but since we don't use controller runtime in KubeVirt, we don't get that benefit, but other operators and controllers are automatically disabling this from a specific version of controller runtime.
That's a good point as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the delay. All right. We'll leave the note there so anyone who sees it, we know where we should go long term with that. Okay. All right, we're covering a lot here. We've got 11 minutes left. So I want to get to this 4-hour timeout because this one's not solved. We still have it here. Let me see if I can find, I keep scrolling through and trying to find where I left off here. I thought I created an issue for this. I just can't seem to find it. Let's see. No, okay, maybe I didn't create an issue for this. Okay, so, okay, so we need to somehow deal with this 4-hour timer. And I think that's where we left it, is that we were just consistently timing out after 4 hours. And that's why these were failing and we're just not getting any data from this. All right,
I forget, is that 4-hour timeout on the job run, or is it inside the job the command that gets run gets timed out?
It's the one where you specify on the job spec, so that is passed through, and the entry point, which is executing whatever you tell it to, then just times out and kills everything.
I see. So the issue is that that 4-hour thing we configure is not enough, or is that we don't expect the test to run for 4 hours?
Probably both. Yeah. I'm not sure if I would expect it to increase over the 4 hours. I don't know. That seems like we got slower somewhere. I'm not sure.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and then it's in project info, right? The timeout to, I don't know, what should we increase this to? 5 hours? I don't know what this should be. Or just take a guess. Oh, it's 6. I don't know. All right, I guess we'll go with that. And let me throw you an example in there. Okay. All right, we'll have this to track. Okay, let's keep going. We've got 7 minutes. Okay, so Lubo, this was one you worked on. This is the CPU manager from, let's take a look from the last 2 weeks. So the only problem is we do not have, well, we just did that migration to 134. So we lost some things. We can look here, but we won't have the graphs to compare. So we might need to wait on
Yes.
this one.
I mean, it was 2 weeks, so I think we have the 1 week still in there, but it doesn't seem like it helped even back then. Maybe if I need to speculate, the dots are more concentrated and don't spread out so much.
Well, I was
At least in
hoping
the 95.
in the 95, yeah. I mean, I was hoping that we would, and I mean, it was kind of bad timing, but that upgrade, didn't we say we were going to try and spread this out? I think we did, right? It just kind of didn't work out that way, right? And I thought that's what we said. We were going to try and move to,
Yes.
oh yeah, we did. And it happened anyway. Okay. All right. I guess that's fine. Okay, the product info team was
still
ahead of us on
revert.
this. That's okay. I think we can work with this. Let's just we can try and work with this. We can go to 134 and continue. And I think we just got to what we need this chart. I think that we need this chart to work for the new 134 data, and then we can compare and see if there was any major changes. I think I mean, if there's something major, we can then start doing some analysis and figure out and reverting things if we want.
Yeah, and hopefully then we can maybe try to find out why we basically increased in all the metrics from March.
You mean this one?
Yeah.
This one was the
Oh, but I see that there are like zeros, so that's probably if we so
yeah,
that's
this
a
was
good
this remember
point.
this
Can we
was
just
that
filter the
issue.
zeros?
No, but this one was, remember that issue where you guys bumped the amount of resources that were given to the to CI, to the CI clusters, and then that suddenly fixed this. And I think what we concluded was that the jump to Kubernetes 1 dot, I think it was 1.31 from 1.28 or something, we had increased amount of memory and we didn't know what it was at the time. But when you increase the memory of CI, it fixed these and the jobs ended up finishing. These were like ones that weren't entirely finishing.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's see though, because I think so. In what you're saying though is, so I guess if we had the dedicated CPUs at this point though, it would have helped us here. I think That's at least a theory. Back when we had less resources.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think let's just see what happens when we go to with the new when we have the new data. We can do some analysis. So, but we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to wait a few weeks for that one. So, okay, I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, there's another one. So there's the make cluster clean error. This was the second issue with the density test. Okay, there's the second one. Yeah. Okay, so these were the two. All right, well, I'm gonna have to keep tracking those then. All right, I think we're good. I think we got through everything. I think the main thing we need is going to be this GitHub page link so that we can start or we can continue reviewing the metrics. So hopefully we can have that for next time. All right, any other topics? Okay, I think we're all good then. All right, thanks guys. We'll see you next time.
See you for now. Bye bye.